Interpreting tornado, regression mapped values. 101. Change the setting for the type of tornado to display at the tornado button to tornado regression mapped values. For this type of tornado graph, the length of the bar shown for each input distribution corresponds to the amount of change in the output total project cost due to a 1 standard deviation change in the respective input. For example, for the first bar, the interpretation is as follows. When weather-related delays varies in 1 unit of standard deviation, that is, when it varies in $5,854, total project cost will change by the same amount. Remember from 2 sections before that for an increase of 1 unit in the input weather-related delays, you obtain an increase of about 1 unit in the total project cost. One advantage of this type of tornado graph is that its interpretation does not require explicit understanding of statistical coefficients. We have mentioned that some decision makers might have a hard time grasping the underlying concept of correlation or regression coefficients. The major disadvantage, however, is that this chart still requires you to come up with standard deviations as units of normalization. Standard deviations can only be interpreted correctly when variables tend to be somehow symmetric, and this is not the case for event type of risks. Thus, the interpretation of this graph for event risks may be a little bit tricky and imprecise.